Hello and welcome to this Wiltshire Caravans handover video for the Elddis Crusader Super Cyclone. This is a 2011 model. Just going to go around the outside, starting at the back, and then move around before we go inside to show you how everything works. Obviously, as I always say, the most important thing about here is that sign there. So we have grab handles on both sides, light clusters. Now these are for the indicators, brake lights, running lights, fog lights and reversing lights, corner steadies at the bottom. Okay, so go around to the side, say marker lights at the top. Big caravan, these twin axle, wheels torqued up to 130 Newton meters. This is just an access locker to under the bed. This is the twin singles in here. Right, so here we've got the waste outlets. So you've got your two sinks from the kitchen and the bathroom and from your shower. So they go into the waste master, or if you want a fully serviced pitch, you can obviously go direct into a drain. So like I say, twin axle, 130 Newton meters for the wheel torque on them. Okay, so you've got the microwave vent windows, blacked out windows, nice and dark for privacy. You've got the aerial there for the radio, and here first part is the first part we're going to do, actually anything exciting, is where the water inlet goes. So you see that's there. Let me just grab the water pump. Now I have unlocked some of the cupboards for ease of use, as I can, often do on these videos. But here's the pump. So it's the whale water pump. That just slides in there, and that clips down to hold it in place. This is the actual pump part of it that goes into your Acarol, and as you can see, it's got a cutout there, so you can put the pipe up so the pump doesn't go on the floor when you're refilling your Acarol. Okay, let's take that back around then. Put that in the front locker. This here, it's got the Alde heating system, the 3010 generation, I believe it is. So it's an early generation, but so it's the wet central heating system. Runs on glycol and water. At the front, as we've already seen, gas locker. So room for 2 gas bottles. This one's already got the electric pump. It's got a jack there, and it's got 2 wheel locks already there. It's running on the BPW chassis. It's got the IDC. So the IDC, it's a bit like the Alco trailer control. Basically, there's a sensor underneath on the axles. So if the caravan starts to move about, it dabs the brakes on to stabilize the caravan. Hopefully you shouldn't ever notice it unless when you go over a speed bump. Hopefully it should feel heavy for a couple of seconds while it's just showing how it works. Sorry, I'll just try to avoid a wasp at the moment. Go away, thank you. So if you hear a scream, that's just me crying. Right, also here, an external gas barbecue point. Now, as I've said many times on these videos, please, whatever you do, do not use a gas barbecue inside an awning. The fabric and fire scenario it's not a good thing. Right, so I do need to get the keys out to show you inside here. Right, so on these keys, we've got it's got 2 sets of keys, but this is the flippy key for the main door. Also got, for all of the lockers, this key will open all of the locker doors. So inside it is just external storage. You've also got a 230 volt socket there that you can run into the awning. So electric in the awning, okay. Gas barbecues, definitely not. So next to that we've got another locker. This is the battery locker. So we've got the large 110 amp battery in there, and there's your electric hookup. You can just about see behind, there is a 12 volt socket and a TV aerial point as well. And this blooming wasp is desperately trying to get me. Right, so stable doors, so you can have the bottom half closed and keep the top up open if you have dogs or children, whatever. Just showing here details on the maximum plated weight of this caravan is 1,820 kilograms, and the massing running order is 1,642. So massing running order basically with just a gas bottle and empty. That's what this would weigh. So carrying on, we've got vents for the freezer and the fridge. Luckily, more wheels. Then we also have another external locker. This one goes over under the other bed. Now we get to the important part, the toilet. So this is where the pink rinse, or if you just want to use water, you can do. But that's where that goes in. We used to use just a old bottle, 2-litre bottle, a small amount of the pink, depending on which brand you use. To say, it will tell you on the bottle how much you should put in, and then just pour that directly in. Okay, right, to the actual, oh, this should be interesting. Sorry about that if you went all blurry. So, standard Thetford cassette. Thing to show you with that reservoir. Here comes the wasp again. Go away. Thank you. I can't find it now. It's around. Right. So that reservoir needs emptying for winter. So there's a pipe just up there. Empty the to empty it, just take that bung out and empty that out, and that will empty. You don't want any water in here over winter time. So like I say, standard Thetford cassette comes out as such, straight out. That handle is telescopic, so you can wheel it away to empty. This thing goes forward, take the lid off, put that somewhere safe. You do not want that falling into the area that you're pouring the rest of this stuff into. Okay, so when that lid is off and safe, lean forward over the receptacle, then press on this orange button to release any air pressure. You will then want to rinse this out, so slide that back, open the flap. There's usually a hose pipe, so you can rinse that out in there. You can just see see a float there. When that float reaches the top, when this is full, it triggers a light that comes on in the toilet to say that this is full. Okay, but put the water in there, close that, put the lid back on, swill it all about, remove the lid again, and just repeat. Okay, but as I say, make sure this doesn't go anywhere it shouldn't. Right, you will have heard of blue fluid, so on here there are some measures to see how much blue you need to put in. Obviously look at the instructions on the bottle to see how much to put in, and if it requires dilution. Okay, so outside wise, that's pretty much it. Just going to have a little quick look round and go inside. We'll have a look round, then I'll show you how everything works. Okay, so very quickly do a quick scan round just to see the layout. So you've obviously got the two long benches at the front. Kitchen with a microwave. It's got the grill and oven separate, as well as it's got the 3 gas burners and an electric hob, which I'll go through more in detail later on. Then full-size fridge freezer, 2 really nice size single beds. Going to the back to the bathroom. Sorry about the reflection. If you catch me, don't mean to scare anyone. This has to be the biggest shower I think I've ever seen in a caravan. Really good size. And so it's got the sink with the mixer tap, toilet. This is the where the light comes on if the cassette needs emptying, or when the cassette needs emptying. And here's the Elddis fluid reservoir. But if we go now and do some get into the more operational side of things for you now. Okay, so as you come into the door, on the right hand side you've got the control panels. So you've got the main power on, and where the pump switch is on, you've got the Elddis heating system, and that is an isolator for that heating system, so that needs to be switched on for the heating to work. But your main power button is this one. Press on, power comes on, voltage, so it's showing 13.8. well, that's about right, we are plugged into the mains at the moment. You see the Elddis panel has come on, so the panel's come on, but without you turning this isolator on, none of that's a bit of a not really a moot point, but that needs to go on for the heating to start working. Water pump. So when you've got your water pump in the aqua roll outside, turn that on, light comes on, ready to pump the water in. Okay, very important at this point to let you know about the drain down tap. Now the drain down tap is located underneath these cushions. I'm not sure if I might even be able to see it. If I, sorry about the finger marks, finger in the way. Through here, yeah. So that yellow tap in that position is allowing water into the caravan. Now that's next to the water heater. When empty, well, when winterizing, you need to lift that straight up in the air. That will then drop all the water out of the water tank, and then open the taps so you've got no water left inside the caravan at any time. That is vitally important, particularly for winter. Okay. Well, mind you, whilst I'm down here, I've got a 230 volt socket, a 12 volt socket, and a coax point for the TV aerial. Put an aerial up onto here, or a TV up on here. And you've got an extending table, so you can have a TV and still have wine, or tea, or coffee, whatever your preference. Right, back to the control panels. So the Elddis heating, heating and hot water. This is a first generation of the system. Like I said, this isolator needs to be on to make this work. So press to the side, you can see that it is now on. Press to the side again, and it goes to the thermometers now moving. So that's what temperature do you want inside here. So up or down to decide what temperature you want inside the caravan. Okay, then to move to the hot water, to the tap sign, press the arrow again, and at the moment the hot water's flashing and it's saying off. To turn it on, press on, press off or on. I need it off, don't need it on at the moment. The next one, move across again, and the gas, the flame sign will flash. That's to say whether you want to use gas or not. So at the moment gas is off, turn it on, press on. Quite nice and simple. Gas is not connected at the moment, we'll turn it off. Over again once more. And now we're selecting how much electricity we're using. We have the options of 2 kilowatts, or go down to 1 kilowatt. Now 1 kilowatt will heat things up, but quite slowly. I would always recommend, if you're going onto a site with electric, go on to 2 kilowatts. That's the most speedy way to get things heated up nice and quickly. Okay, move across again. Now it goes into a settings part, which you don't need to worry about. But that currently now saying that the heating is on. We're aiming for 22 degrees. We're on 2 kilowatts, and that sign in there, if you can just about see it, shows that we're actually using electric rather than gas at the moment. If you were using gas, that'd be the little gas sign show there. Nice and simple, very easy to use. We do have a manual for it, so if you want to get creative, but it's just very simple. Use the arrows and on and off, or up and down. Very simple. Okay, now that uses the fluid that I mentioned in the reservoir. That's always checked on service at all times. Okay, so back to the operation of the caravan. On the left hand side as you come in the door, all your light switches. So light switches go on all over the place. You do also have some individual light switches. They are all individual switches on these. These have individual switches as well, so they can go on and off as required. Okay. Now, so the windows, yeah, we've got windows, that's always a good sign. So, for the blinds, top down, that's for your fly screens. And if you hold these together and lift up, then you'll have your blackout blinds. Okay. Do remember when closing these again, hold on to them because they do have a tendency to spring. Okay, well, we don't particularly want that to happen. Can cause a bit of a problem. Right, so kitchen area. Sink, got a bowl in this one, and it's obviously got a cutting board on the top here. Mixer taps. Word of warning with the mixer taps, because the hot water does get very hot. Make sure that you're using the mixer tap correctly. Don't go straight to hot because you could scald yourself, and we don't want that. Okay. So got a microwave up here. The recommendation is to not travel with the microwave plate in situ. Okay. Cooker itself. Okay, so you've got the glass lid. You've got one electric hob, 3 gas burners. The controls are up here, nicely out of the way so they cannot be knocked accidentally. The gas will not light when the lid is down. However, because you can't really knock it, you're unlikely to turn that on. But that might still be hot. Do not put the glass down when the hob is still hot. Okay, so you've got a Thetford grill and oven. Quite a standard, straightforward setup. There's a light for the oven, and to spark the grill, oven, or the gas burners, that's the spark. Okay. Right. Also in here, lots of storage space. Cutlery tray. Loads of storage. All over the place. Half the fun you're going to have with this caravan is finding everything. So you've even got a little cocktail cabinet. Not saying that's important, but it's important. Right, fridge, freezer. Okay, so it's Thetford. I'm just going to turn the power off to start with. So power on is that one. You then get the option with this button. Currently we're on electric. Press the button. You can set it to run on the car alternator. It's flashing at the moment because we're not connected to anything. So if you've got a 13-pin plug or 2 7s on your car, this will keep the fridge maintaining a temperature. It will not cool it down from the start, but it will maintain the temperature. Okay. Press again. You've got the option of gas or electric. Okay. Obviously, gas isn't connected, but the electric is. And then this side is just to change the temperature on the fridge freezer to whatever you want. Catches on there. So fridge itself, nice size, big salad bowl, well, salad area, and of course the ever popular ice for the gin and tonics. More storage space up here. While I'm thinking of storage space, you have got storage space underneath the front bunks, but in here, just wanted to show you where the breaker switches and the fuses are there. So they're all labelled, so it shouldn't be difficult. Hopefully you don't never need to use them, but you never know. Underneath the fridge, again, A little bit of storage. It has got a gas isolator for the fridge, so you can turn that off there. However, if you're using propane, you can just turn things off at the bottle. And then when you're going to leave, I would suggest just firing up a burner for a second or two, just to remove any excess gas. So, into the bedroom area. Two really nice size double beds. Lots of storage underneath again. Still don't have to fill everything up, you don't have to, it's alright. You've also got a TV bracket in this one, and aerial point and 230-volt socket. This little touch here, you can extend the worktop, which I think is a really nice touch, really helpful. All light switches, these are for the bedroom, this one's for the bathroom, so you can turn it off and on from here. Okay. Back into the bathroom. Like I say, that enormous shower, absolutely brilliant. The toilet, as I said earlier, that's where the light comes on when the cassette is full. There's your flush, so that operates the flush. Swivel seat, but when you've done whatever you need to do, open the flap, then close it again. Make sure you close that flap, otherwise it's very, very difficult or impossible to remove the cassette without damaging something. So make sure that is closed. Heated towel rail, be aware that does get very hot, so you do have to be aware of that. Don't want anyone burning themselves. Elsewhere in here we have got an omnivent, the extractor fan type thing. Let's go around to the right way. So power upright, so you would open it by turning this here, then power on. So you've got the option of using it as an extractor, or you can keep pressing that, then it will go around and that will then just draw air inside. Okay, nice feature, but make sure you close down the sunroof. Make sure you keep all the sunroofs closed when travelling. I failed to do so once, and yeah, not great. So that is the 2011 Elddis Crusader Super Cyclone. If you do have any questions, feel free to give me a call, 01373 752 100. If you do like these videos, please like, and if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that would be lovely as well. But for me, that's it for now. See you on the next one. Thanks very much. Bye bye.